out. You all right, baby? You okay? Yeah. All right, boo. Oh, good Lord. Oh. All right, let me charge me phone. Let me charge me bomb. My God, one them. Okay, good. I'm sick and tired of seeing this fucking weirdo too. You know what? That sounds good. I think it's time. I think it's time. Sometimes you just gotta do shit because it gets to be too annoying. Know what I mean? Sometimes some people like are just like kind of too annoying. Dan the man, how you doing, brother? How's everything? Ah, shit. I forgot I came on the wrong browser. Dang it. So good. All right. Almost sorted out. And all right. No grumps today. How was your holiday? Good? Anything exciting for dinner? I had chicken on the barbecue and some potatoes. It's pretty good. Oh, John Wayne. John Wayne's a beast. John Wayne. I've been watching a lot of news and bullshit on all the controversy going on in South Africa and things like that. I've been watching a lot of news. I shouldn't be watching it, and I shouldn't even watch those type of things because it's annoying. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been watching a lot of that shit today. Leftover redneck pot pie casserole. God damn. Sounds good. I love pot pie for sure. Yeah, I had some barbecue chicken breast and I roasted some Bermuda potatoes and they were really good. And everybody noticed the difference in potatoes. Like I told those guys, uh, the imported potatoes, they put them in a freezer sometimes. And then when you bake them or you fry them, they go kind of brownish or they'll burn easy. But Bermuda potatoes, they don't get put in the freezer or tampered with. You get them, you know, right from the farm. They put them in a bag and they still got the soil on them. When you get home, you wash them and you peel them and you make them. Bang. So it's good to go. But it was good. Nothing like fresh potatoes. Yep, because they're all bullshit places. What they do is when they import things, they have to put them in like a fridge or a freezer, right? I'm sure they do because that's what my mom says, and I believe her. And when they get imported here, they have a different texture, taste, and you're not really getting the whole freshness out of the fruit or the vegetables. And that's why it sucks. But it's always good to get things naturally from your own home. And here in Bermuda, we have a lot of farms. The farms, um, the farms can't really uh, supply everyone here because it's not like that. But we don't supply anybody else. We supply our own people, our own country, I should say. Um, so everything's seasonal and all that type of stuff. So like last week, I got like a bundle of I got 2 bags of potatoes, Bermuda potatoes, and I got Bermuda onions as well. $10 for 10 onions, and they're all organic, so they say. But I don't really care what they say anyway. But well, I believe that there was probably more back then than there is now, as far as like homegrown things. I would say. Oh, it depends on where you live, right? I'm talking about, I can talk for myself because one thing about like here in Bermuda, the climate we have and the land we have, it can provide for a lot of people. But a lot of people won't buy Bermuda. They'll buy foreign shit and they'll buy stuff at the grocery store because they don't want to support, um, Bermuda farms and things like that. So fuck 'em. I support all Bermuda stuff because it's from my country, so I'm gonna buy it. I'm not gonna buy no foreign shit if I don't have to. Yeah, manure is organic. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Fertilizer is not organic, and neither is like pesticides and all that shit. What the Portuguese people do is they take chicken manure. They pretty much take chicken shit and they mix it all up and with the soil, and that's the fertilization pretty much. Some people even use like eggshell and all that type of stuff, mix it all in there. I know a guy who uses just chicken shit for his like fertilizer for his strawberries and for like all sorts of stuff that he had, cabbage and fruit and all sorts of things. One of my best friends had a farm like right at his house, and he always had strawberries and he had like cabbage. He had some other broccoli. He always had cabbage, broccoli, and strawberries. Those are the main things he had. He had a little patch of corn too. But here in Bermuda, the Bermuda corn is amazing. You know, yeah. I saw him with my own eyes. He used chicken shit and stuff fertilizer. Yeah. And he didn't really use like, anything else. He just used that, and everything was like, I ate from his farm, and it was great. Yeah, yeah, of course. He mixed it in with other things, with other stuff, but not like, you know, not like sprays or like stuff like that. He didn't use, bullshit. Obviously, you got to use some sort of stuff, but you know, there's a lot of things that he used. I'm sure he had his secrets or whatever, but I saw him use chicken manure one time. Well, I've seen him use it many times. I used to help him, like wheelbarrow it over, and I'm like, "Are you serious, man? I use this shit, man?" He's like, "Yeah, you'll be surprised, Mark. Watch." And I'm like, "All right." So hey, it's true. A lot of people do use it, and that's what they use. So hey, if it works, it works. I don't care. But I know I when I went Friday when I went to get some fish, the guy didn't have any fish that I wanted. So there was like these two guys, two Bermudian guys, like selling crops from their farm. And I said, "Oh, can I get a bag of these onions?" He says, "Yeah, they're organic." And I said, "Well, most things from the farm are organic unless you use certain things." He goes, "Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, I can guarantee you these are." And I'm like, "You can't guarantee me shit because I didn't see none of this stuff that you did. You just could be bullshitting me." But I took his word for it. My mom says they look legit. Yeah. Yeah, not his strawberries. He had like the plastic gun down there, and he had everything, man. He was really he's here like strawberries grow. In Bermuda, everything grows, man. It's like this country, the farmland is like on another level. Like they have like a lot of farms here that produce a lot of crops. I live next to a big farmland right down the bottom of the hill. I see a farm every day, and they're right next to the farm across the our private road. Right down the hill from me, literally, is a big banana patch. It's got at least, honestly, I would say it probably has like maybe 2,000 banana trees there, without a doubt. And every year it produces like pure bananas. And yeah, the weather is what makes it grow for sure. Because we don't have snow here, and we don't have a really cold winter. It's not cold at all. So the climate here always produces year round. So everything grows here, man. Everything. We have a lot of bananas here in my neighborhood. We have tons of banana trees, at least 2,000 trees down there, by for sure. Uh, and right next to it, there's corn and broccoli and some potatoes they're growing now. But when I first moved into this house like 15 years ago now, um, that farm down the bottom of the hill was never bananas. It was all potatoes. They would just have like nothing but potatoes. And then when those guys used to like when they used to like collect the potatoes when they were ready, it was like a big ass white truck that they had with their little logo on it. And there was at least like I don't know, maybe they would like every week you would see like 50 bags of huge potatoes, 20-pound bags of potatoes in there on the truck. And I was like, fuck, another shitload of potatoes on this truck. I was like, dang. But it was big, like, So here, there's a lot of farmland, but I don't think I wouldn't say it's enough to supply all of Bermuda, because if that was the case, it would just be like, Bermuda, but it's I think it's impossible to have that type of thing. But we need places to live, so I'm sure they've cut a lot of farms down over my decades of living here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got a nice blueberry plant from the sister. And oh, nice. I like blueberries. Here we have like a lot of avocado trees, peach trees, loquat trees are everywhere. They grow wild. Loquats are like our main fruit tree here. Avocados is really big. We have huge avocados here. They're like nothing like you see at the store. Those little bullshit ones that fit in your hand. These here like are huge. Um, I always said I'm gonna take a picture of them, but I never get a chance to. But the avocados are around maybe August, September. You'll see all the avocado trees blooming with big ass avocados. It's usually around like maybe Septemberish, August, late August, September. We have like a lot. My mom has a big guayaba tree in her yard, and every year it produces pretty much. And it's usually around summertime that it has a lot of guayabas on there. They're like little yellow guayabas like that. They're not little. They're pretty decent size. And people always stop by and they're like, "Oh, excuse me, can I have some guayabas, please?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, sure." So I'll pick like a couple and put them in a bag. And some people, I'll just give it to them. I won't charge them anything because it's too much for my mom and everybody to eat. I don't really eat them like that, but yeah, yeah. Here, the what eats the guayabas every year is those fucking birds. We have starlings, and they completely devour those trees within no time. And last year, I put like a bag, like a plastic bag with a little stick at the top, and it kind of worked, but not really. But I'm gonna try to like um, do something where I can make sure we can get those birds away from it. But we used to put if we saw some that were like almost ripe, we would put like a bag over them. But the birds destroy everything here. Those fuckers, they're a nuisance. My mom was so mad last year when the birds were like annoying well, the birds were eating the guayabas, and my mom was so pissed. There was like tons of them on the floor, half eaten, and I'm like, these little bastards. But they're so slick, man. They like, as soon as you shoo them away, like they'll be back within like minutes with another friend. Hey, we got a guayaba tree. Let's go check it out. There's this mofo with a broom trying to scare us, but we'll come back. He'll leave. Their birds are smart as shit. They know what's up. Yeah, they shit all over our roofs, all over the cars. I hate birds, to be honest. I can't stand them. I mean, I like some birds, the birds that don't aggravate me, but that's very few and far most. Sometimes I wish I had like a pellet gun so I can shoot the bastards and just not really kill them, but harm them so they won't come back, or at least scare them. But it's just a pain in the ass to deal with. But hopefully, sometimes they don't really go after the guayabas. This last year was like the first time they really, you know, attacked it a lot. It just depends. They're weird like that. Very weird. Hey Tanya, how you doing? How you feeling? You good? You overdid it, but praise you. I'm resting now, and hopefully you be good to work tomorrow. Okay, good. I know you couldn't keep still, but at least you're not in any excruciating pain. Oh boy, I know that must have been hard. Well, remember, she can refuse your will anyway. You know, you're not the only person who's done it, and you won't be the last. That's for sure. Pretty much, you know. And if you told her that, she probably wouldn't even care. That's the sad thing. I'm sure my ex brother-in-law, I'm sure he probably doesn't have his kids on his will because they don't even speak to him. And who cares? Yeah, I remember. Dan said he would have thought he would have got a lecture. Well, just know that in spirit, they always will take care of you if you acknowledge them and if you really want them to help you. Because in spirit, they don't really have to help anybody, you know? They can just be about their life and say, I ain't helping you, fuck that. But, you know, I believe they help a lot. At least they help me, I know that. Yeah, that's good. This damn dog is snoring out of control. Hey. Oh my God. Well, the thing is not to burst your bubble, but I'll tell you the truth, like I always do, and I tell this to everyone, and I've told this to my nephews, and I've told this to a lot of people in my life. I've told a lot of people that you can pray for someone or you can pray for things to happen, but it's still up to the person. it's still really up to the person to make the choice and the decision. We can, we can go blue in the face telling somebody, hey, look, you can do this, you can do that, you can do this, and you can do that. But it's up to you to make the choice. So a lot of people uh, don't understand that, you know, that whole concept of fucked up shit. But it's just the way it is. Oh shit! What am I doing here? Thanks for the donation, Tanya. I just got it. Thank you. Pretty much. I've told people a million times, you can only do so much. It's up to everybody else. Just give me a sec. All right. I just let Marley know I'm live because I sent her a funny video and she just responded. All right. All right. You said, can you check my energy for this week and how is my retreat going to go at the end of the week? All right, cool. I can do that for you. Here she is. Marley Marley. You know what, Marley? I did that video like a while ago, and my sister sent it to me and said, look what I found in my archives. You know how you do something and you see it like a couple days later? I mean, a couple years later or whatever. Because that's when like Snapchat was like, you can do all those stupid ass things, right? So I have another one too. It's funny as shit. I'll probably send you the other one too. Yeah, it was in her memories because I was like, what? I said, I said, you should have never showed me this shit. I'll be making people laugh all day. So that's when I was like finally on Snapchat. I don't even go in there no more. I couldn't tell you. I don't even have Snapchat on my phone because that shit's dangerous. Because I end up doing like a whole pot of crazy ass videos and shit. Oh, nice. Is Emmy back now? Safe and sound? I'm sure you missed her. That's like your shadow. Mm. Okay, cool. I know she must be tired. Oh, I'm sure. All right, Miss Tanya. So what I'm getting in the cards for you is that for your energy this week, it looks kind of and that's probably because you probably have to go back to work. You got to deal with bullshit, and I see that. the thing is, what they want you to do is understand that reaching towards your healing and reaching towards enlightenment of what's the big picture, is what they want you to focus on, despite the fact that you'll have anxiety, you'll be impatient, you might act in a way that, like you said earlier, you overdid it and now you're resting. Um, Also, like, try not to assist anyone that has an ulterior motive. Because I know you're very kind and you're generous and you're a decent person, and I know some people that would take advantage of you and they're ready. So be aware of help offered, help given, and like try to just take advice instead of doing something for someone and regretting it in the end. Um, that you could be uncertain about the advice you're getting from people, and you might be also uncertain about people who babble on about nothing around you, or people who say, my wisdom is everything, I know this and I know that. Try to refrain from any arguments or any quarrels with people that that are not worth even talking to. um, but these things will diminish, and these things will, as the week goes on. We're only on Monday, but these are the things that can happen with your energy. If you It's like a heads up to say, don't get involved with anyone who has bad intentions. Like, you can see right through them. Okay. So as far as your retreat at the end of the week, um, there could be like some people that you deal with on this retreat that are envious or selfish or jealous, people that are not willing to give themselves, more, I don't know, credit or have credibility, maybe. Um, you can also be talking to people on this retreat about, if you're dealing with people on this retreat that you're going to be in at the end of the week. This can be like the affection from these people could be a lower quality. There could be a lot of emotional confusion. There could be like failure of like an attendance, or some type of like words being misconstructed or mixed out, and that type of thing. But the end result is good. The end result is the ability for you to learn quickly that, you know as long as you put in your personal effort and your like commitment to the tasks that you have to do, then the initiative and the determination that you have will be what you really need to do. If I make sense here, there could be a lot of deep emotional feelings, talking about love and talking about like your strength, your activity, the force to feel a certain way or to be a certain way. um, but spirits saying, be active, do it, go for it. But at the same time, it's going to be like a situation where it's not going to be perfect, but it'll be good. You don't have to worry about anything bad. It's just that you might have to just look over your shoulder and be like, oh God, not you again. And be like, yep, I'm just gonna do what I have to do, and I ain't gonna worry about these idiots. I'm just gonna do what I gotta do. And that's it. So the overall week ends with the Ace of Swords, which tells me that it'll be a victory, it'll be successful. It'll be prosperous. It'll be, a deep emotional feeling that goes on, and an initiative, and then a determination to make things great. So I get positive things there at the very end, but remember to not let, people's, remember to not let people to get to you, talk shit, you know, be a certain way. If people say things that annoy you, or people provoke you to say or do something, just remember, like, it's not even worth your time. It might not even be that. It could be like, you dealing with certain people who say something, or someone who's loud, and you're like, oh my God, shut up. Like, in your mind, and you can be just like, yeah, I want to get away from these people, or I just need to just keep to myself. Don't say nothing, Tanya. Like that type of aggravation. But it's not like a fighting thing, you know. Yeah. So if it's like a workshop type of thing where you're actually making things and crafting things, if it's that type of workshop, I say, well, because that's the Eight of Pentacles I got. So that means that Eight of Pentacles is like doing crafts, showing your craftsmanship, showing how good you are, showing that you really know what you're doing. So, and showing that you're enjoying it. So it looks good. If you have anything else you want me to check, I'll check it for you. Yeah, as far as like, energy and things like that, could be like, up and down situation. It's not going to be exactly, yeah. Okay, cool. Hi, Philomena. How you doing? Thanks for the donation. So yeah, Tanya, it looks good. I don't see nothing like, you know, bad or devastating or anything like that. All right, let me check. Yeah, I feel like you'll definitely hear this week and the next, like, so it's today's Monday. I would say from now until Friday you'll hear something. Yeah. Could be a man calling you and saying, "Hey, look, we're gonna talk to you about the insurance, blah blah blah," and something like that. So I got a yes that you will be hearing from them this week. So that's good. You're welcome. Philomena, you can ask your question when you're ready. That sucks. Minnesota lost. Oh man, shit. Give me a second, guys. You guys suck. How the fuck can you be a professional basketball player and score 5 points in a game? Then you wonder why you lost. What an idiot. Trash as fuck. You're welcome, Tanya, anytime. And they say you're welcome too. All right, Philomena, you said what's coming towards you in love next? All right, so, all right, Dan. What I'm getting, Philomena, is in the next like 3 months, I would say June, July, August. I do see like a possible person, maybe a bit older than you. This person is someone who's like a leader or a boss, someone very mature, stable. This person wants to be like in a relationship. Things between you and them might start off kind of iffy, but it looks like there can be like a possibility of a relationship. But I would say like in the next 3 months you could meet this person. They could be an Aries, or because I got the Emperor here, and the Emperor is usually like an older person or someone that is older than you. So you could possibly meet this person through like learning stuff or studying or learning or trying to like, or it could be like somewhere where you're at, like a job or a school or something like that, if you're going to one. Like I said, things might not start off that great. There could be some cancellation of plans, like, oh, I can't do it this day, I'll do it that day. Like when you guys try to plan a day to see each other, it might be kind of iffy in the beginning. But once you start talking to each other and the plans come together, there could be a possibility of, you and this person, uh, starting to get into like a friendship relationship. But it doesn't tell me like it's going to be permanent or be a love relationship. It just tells me that it's a potential of you meeting someone and getting acquainted with them and seeing how it goes. So I would say there is potential there in the next 3 months. Yeah. It's telling me it's a new possibility and a new relationship. It could be, but it's up to you, like to say, yeah, sure, we can go out or whatever. But this person still like is not in your energy yet. You probably won't meet him quite just yet, but in the next 3 months you will, and then you'll get to know them, and it could possibly turn into like a relationship. But I can't guarantee you that, but it does look like it's a potential there. I'm not getting a no. I'm getting that, it can be a potential relationship between you and this person. The only thing is they might be significantly older, like maybe 5 to 10 years older than you. She got sunburn? I would say so. And being like pale white it doesn't help because it makes you look like a lobster. That's like my nephew. He's like pale white, and he's like he gets burnt to a crisp. You're 30, so age isn't a number anymore. Well, that's good. If you're cool with like dating a 40-year old or more, then that's cool. I'm 48. I probably a 30-year old will probably not want to date me, maybe, but I probably wouldn't even want to date someone that's young, that much younger than me. But if they have a brain and we connect and we're cool and age is just a number, then I guess we'll be all right. So it just depends. So if you're okay with it, then there shouldn't be a problem. I'm only against being with somebody super young. Hey Fiona, how you doing? I'm only against being with a super young person because I don't want to be looking like kind of awkward. That's just me. But if the person is like young and they're decent, then I'll think about it. It really has to be me personally. I don't really like dating someone super younger. That's what Tanya says in here. Miss Bikini says the same thing. If they're older, she just needs a good life insurance. So you sound like her. Well, at least you guys got your priorities straight. I guess I should say the same thing. If a 60 or a 65-year-old woman comes my way, as long as she gives me some life insurance plan, system or plan or whatever, then hey, I'll take it. You know, I'll satisfy her. As long as she looks, somewhat appealing, then I'll be okay. I used to date somebody, I think 15 years younger than me, and that didn't go so well. I kind of never wanted to, but we ended up kind of dating, but I never really wanted to go all the way because she didn't have no fucking brain anyway, so she was kind of dumb. So yeah, I didn't really want that anyway. It didn't work. Yeah, see, she wants medical insurance so she don't have to work. See, then they say women, you know, don't want a man for that reason. Uh huh. Right. I have the evidence here right now. Philomena wants good life insurance. Miss Bikini wants medical insurance. Some women just want that D. I don't know what I'm gonna do with you women. That's why I stay single. I ain't got no time for you damn women wanting my damn money and my insurance and all that bullshit. Man, leave me alone. Fiona, I would say like, in the beginning, she kind of showed me that she had a brain, but as I got to know her over like a year, it showed me that, that's why I say what I say. See, oh, I know, Tanya. I know we're always, talking shit. Um, but Fiona, I always say my policy is this: I need to know you for a whole year before like I actually, settle down with you and like try and make it work and make it be like, a good relationship. And a year goes by very fast. But I knew this girl for a whole year and I never really wanted to date her or anything because like she was like younger than me, a lot younger. And I wasn't really attracted to her either. But, we ended up trying to make it work. And then I regretted it like I knew I was. But she wasn't completely moronic, but she was kind of completely stupid. Yeah. That's the better word for her. Yeah. But it's all good. When it doesn't work, that means God saved me. Rejection is God's protection, and I pretty much like got rid of her, which was great. It's the best decision I ever made, and I'm so glad I don't have to deal with her no more. She was one of those possessive hoes that never left me alone. Uh, at the time, she was in her late 20s, and I was like maybe 40. I'm 48, so I was like maybe 41, 40, something like that. And she was like 26, 27. And I was like, oh, hell no. But it didn't get that far anyway. But it was kind of on and off for like a whole year. And then I got fed up and I was like, yeah, I'm done with this shit. It's a long story. But yeah, I made the right decision by not dealing with her. And then I know somebody that knows her, and they told me that like she's all whack in her head, and I was like, yeah, ain't nothing changed. Then she makes bad decisions, and that's her fault. This was like maybe 8 years ago. I was like 40, but yeah, it's so nice being single. To be honest, I really enjoy being single, and I don't miss being in a relationship. I don't miss being nagged and bitched and moaned at. I don't miss like dealing with a person that doesn't give a shit and doesn't really want a real man. So if you don't want a real man, then I don't want you. Cause I'm as real as it gets. I'm not gonna let you like walk all over me and have me pay for all your shit and give you fucking life insurance. That ain't gonna happen. You get your own shit. Cause I've learned my lesson throughout the years that the more you give, the more you get shit on. The less you give, the less you gotta worry about. Because a relationship should be based on your heart, not your money and what you have and what you look like. It should be a heart based thing. You should want somebody's heart. That's it. But most people are whack as fuck anyway. That's why relationships ain't working. Anybody who's been married over 20 years, you're still at risk because that person can be like, I'm fed up and nothing's changed in 20 years, so I'm gone. And some people, after 30 years, they might say the same thing. So you're never really safe. Nothing's ever really guaranteed. I've seen a lot of people that have been married just over 20 years get a divorce. And that's pretty sad, to be honest. My brother didn't even make 20 years, he made 17 years. Yeah, that sounds like Dan. Yeah. That's very true, Dan. But that's usually a both faults because you both have zippers, you know, unless it depends. You know, that's why you got to think with your head, not that one down there. some people just, relationships are so. I'm actually discouraged to have one because of so many of my friends and family that have had a divorce. It's actually pretty sickening to know that people get married just to get a divorce. And I understand totally, like, because when you get, and all of you guys in here have been married, you know, Marley, Dan, Tanya, you guys are all married, we're married, and, have been married and are married, right? And when you meet somebody and you get married, your first thing is to say, I'm gonna be in this for the long haul. I know I married the right person. Your marriage and your wedding is all great, and you all, like, have your honeymoon, and you start to live with each other, and everything's fine and dandy. And then one day, you know, it all goes to shit. And then you start to question your decision making or your preferences or your whatever. And that's normal. And we all make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. And I never condemn people for getting married and getting a divorce. What I just say is you made a mistake, and by correcting it, you get a divorce because you don't want to put up with that bullshit. And I commend a lot of people for doing it, even though, some people say it's not right. But what is right? Staying in a fucked up relationship, staying in a marriage that changed? That's not right. So I'm all for getting a divorce if it's right. But some people get married and think that it's going to change before they get married, or they think that after they get married, it's going to be all roses and everything is going to be perfect. But in fact, a marriage can be just a cover up or the next step to hope that it's going to get better. And I've seen a lot of my friends do it, and I've seen a lot of my, you know, family and all that shit and all those type of situations. And that's why, like, it's gonna take a lot for me to ever do that. I can't deal with that shit. If you vacuum them up, then they're living in the damn vacuum, and they're just gonna find their way back out, woman. You know what? My mom called me today, and she said, "Mark, I have all these ants, and they got all into the sugar bowl." And I said, "Mom, every damn year you tell me this happens, and I tell you every damn year that stupid sugar bowl you have with just a top on it is like it the smell goes through it to the ants. If you have like a sugar container with like a top on it that actually has a vacuum seal and you can't get into it, then that's what you need." And she's, "I know, but I don't like that." I said, "Yeah, well then welcome the ants then." And she says, "Oh, do you have that combat black needle looking thing that kills the ants?" I say, "Yes, mom, I have it." "Okay, I got soup. I got red bean soup for your nephew. So if you come and get the soup, you can bring that." I said, "Okay, yeah." Then we when I did the barbecue on Sunday, I turned on the flame, and a little mouse came flying out the barbecue. And I was like, "This fucker." And that's happened to me like a few times here and there. And so when the flame came on, the mouse, the little tiny mouse, he was small. He's probably like 3 or 4 inches, probably 3 inches. Anyway, he popped out of there because he must have got burnt or whatever, or he got flame broiled real quick. Anyway, he left, and then he went in the garage. He went all the way around, and then he jolted back outside. So I told my mom I have some glue mouse traps, and I put a mouse trap inside the garage and one inside the pump room. And I also put some roach tablets inside the pump room too for the roaches. My mom says, I haven't seen a roach in a long time. I said, because I put those roach tablets around. Those roach tablets poison those fuckers and they don't come back for a long time. I said, you can't help the ones that fly over. They gotta land somewhere, but ain't gonna be none around the house. I can guarantee you that shit works. So yeah, I put the mouse traps down, the combat ant glue, ant gel, I mean, and roach tablets. So she should be good to go for the summer. Yeah, she sleeps pretty much all day, every day. She's all right. She's my baby. She's been doing good. She's been a good girl. She just uh she just wants too much. She wants too much food, too much water. She's just a pain in the ass. I'm trying to like get her to calm down on too much drinking, too much water, and eating too much like bullshit. She's always like, "What do you got? What do you got?" Just like how Marley said that Papa Dog Atlas. When you hear like the crunching of a bag, that the dog would be like, "What you got?" I have like this bag of cookies over here, and my nephews were here yesterday. We watched my team win the trophy yesterday, and we were all here. And they have like this bag and this box with like the bag of cheese that's in there and some cookies. So they started to unwrap the bag, and she gets up and was like she was all sleeping, and she got up. She was like, "Oh, what's going on over here?" And she loves Cheez-Its. So we gave her like 4 or 5 pieces of Cheez-Its, and she ate them. You can hear her crunching them. It's hilarious. She likes bacon strips. Yeah, she likes raw bacon. One time, I took a piece of bacon and um, like when I took it out of the bag, it fell out of my hand on the floor, and I was like, "Fuck." So I said, I ain't putting that back, on the thing, on the whatever. But I said, you know what? I'll give it to her. So I cut it in like 2 pieces, and I gave it to her, and she was like, "Yum, yeah, that tastes great." She ate it, no problem. She eats any damn thing. She loves popcorn, cookies, chips. She'll try anything. She don't care. She never says there's nothing that she leaves behind. She's like a food compactor, and she drinks a lot of water, which is kind of good but not really good. Because when she drinks too much water, she end up peeing through the night inside here, like she's done a few times, which pisses me off. But she's been okay for the past like 3 weeks now. But you know, what I do is I leave her water bowl empty now. She's not gonna get any more water. She's drank enough, and it poured here today. So right next to the pool, there's like the tile where it meets the pool. It dips like this, so the water sits there a little bit, not a lot, but just enough for her to drink. And she'll drink the rainwater right up off the ground like an idiot. She's got water in her bowl, but she'd rather lick it off the ground, fresh from the earth. Yeah, she's fine. I don't overfeed her, and I don't let her drink too much water. Cause if I keep giving her things, she'll keep eating it and keep drinking it, and she won't care. And she'll get to the point where, like, if you give her too much, she'll start hacking, and then she'll throw up, and she'll be just like being an idiot. She never knows when to stop. She just thinks that it's okay to keep, like, she's got this weird, you know, thing about her. I not because I've never had a dog like that before. All my dogs were never like greedy to have everything, and they, if they see something like my dog, my first dog, I would put like a bucket of water there for him, right? And he'll never try to drink the entire damn thing in one day. He'll drink his share, but he won't be like a greedy dog. And when you put like his bowl down, he'll look at you and he'll be like, "Yeah, thanks," and then he'll go and eat it. He's not like, "Oh my god, I gotta eat all this fucking food before the world ends," you know. This damn dog, she's like the greediest dog I've ever seen in my life. She just like goes crazy. When she sees food, she wants to eat it all within like a matter of seconds. If I put water in her bowl, then she wants to lick all the water out of the bowl until it's completely gone, where she's like licking the bowl and there's nothing in there. She's weird. I've never seen like a dumbass dog like that before. Well, the thing is she's not a wild dog. Like she was in England. She was born in England, and they bring her in. You know, so she's been with us since birth, and she's not a wild animal. But you know, I understand what you mean. They have the tendencies, yeah, to like do that. You're not the first person to tell me that. But I had a wild pit bull that was in the wild, and he wasn't like that. He definitely was not like that. I've had I've been around dogs my whole life, and she's the only dog that I know that is like super greedy. She wants to like eat every fucking thing and drink anything she can. Like she goes overboard. Like to me, it's just it doesn't seem right. Like there's nobody around you. Why are you eating so fast, and why are you acting like you never saw food in your life? And see, my first dog, he wasn't like that. See, pits are different, but these damn dogs. But see, we had a boxer. My sister had a boxer before this dog, and that dog didn't do that shit. She wasn't like that. It's just this breed. This dog is very different. I love her to death, and she's a good dog, but that's one of her traits I don't like. I don't like the fact that she's overly like greedy to drink and eat. Like it doesn't make any sense. And she's 10 years old now. She shouldn't be doing that shit. But it seems like she gets worse as she gets older. Like she just has to eat everything and has to drink everything. And I mean, it's good that she eats all her food, but like she's just constantly like when she sees us eat something, she wants what we got, and it's like it's too much. Now we leave her outside when we eat our dinner because she doesn't know how to act, and then she'll start drooling like an idiot, like she hasn't eaten in a week. Yeah, she eats fast too and drinks her water super fast. Everything is fast, fast, fast for her, which I don't understand. It's like, like I said, I've had a few dogs in my lifetime, and I've never seen a dog like that before. She like, and even like her snoring is the loudest I've ever heard any dog snore that I've had. She snores so loud that I can hear her upstairs. There's some days where I wake up to pee and I'm like, oh my god. You would think like it was like I left the TV on or something. She's loud. She's like I don't know, she's a weird ass though when it comes to those things. But I love her to death though. She's cool. She don't really bother me. Those the things I'm talking about don't make me hate her or like, you know, but it doesn't bother me, but it's just stupid how she's like that. I don't understand why she's still that way. You know nobody's gonna steal your food. Nobody's gonna drink your water. You know, so like why are you doing it? But I'm glad she eats all her food and she drinks all her water. You know, but it's just that she has that greedy vibe, which is dumb. But you know, she's cool though. She's an animal, so she's a dog. It happens. Like you said, it's like tendencies that they inherit. So maybe like her breed was like that. But she's always been like that since the day we got her. She's always been weird like that. Yeah, she's I mean, she's cool, like, she's a dog, But my mom even said, like, she might, because there's a lot of cats around here. So my mom says maybe the cats at night when she's over here, the cats will go to her bowl and try and like see if they can scrounge some food up, or see if she left anything behind, or maybe drink like her water, like the rest of the water that's there. And my mom says she probably smells the cats, and probably like she must think like these bastards are trying to eat my food, so I better eat it before they do. And we have seen the cats, around here trying to, like, see if there's any leftovers, or drink her water and shit like that. And the birds do it too. So it could be that as well. Like my mom said that that's probably why she does it. Right. So, because I always wonder why she's like smelling the ground, and all around her bowl. She be smelling her bowl like this, and smelling like everything, saying, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this damn dog? What? And then my sister said that she saw a cat drinking out of her bowl. Like a couple months ago, she saw a cat drinking out of the water bowl, and she shooed the cat away. Because we have like about 4 or 5 stray cats around here. And we have like 2 cats that belong to my neighbor, and they come over here sometimes and act up. But I love the cats because ever since these cats have been around here, we haven't had no rats and no mice around here. Yeah, I love cats too. There's a cat, we call him Flipper. Because when he sees us, he flips over and flips back this way, and he puts his hand and his feet and leg all in the air, like he wags his tail. It's a boy cat. We call him Flipper. Me and my nephews named him that. We don't even know his name, but he belongs to somebody because he's well fed and he looks clean. But they must let him out during the day or something. And Diamond can't stand him. She hates cats, but they don't bother me. But I sometimes I give them something to eat, like the stray ones or whatever. But yeah, I know they probably go to her bowl at night when she's not around and she's over here, probably drink her water, and she probably smells them. So I think my mom's right. That's why she probably does it. But hey, it's all good. I mean, it's not like it's something that bothers me every day. It's just something that I think that is dumb of her to do. One time she saw me petting the cat on the wall, and she was going crazy. She was like, "Arr." She wanted to fuck the cat up so bad. I'm looking at her saying, "It's a nice kitty cat. It's a nice kitty cat." And she's like, "I don't give a fuck if it's a nice kitty cat. Fuck that bastard." But sometimes he comes up to the door. When I fry fish, I put the frying pan outside, so that way it doesn't stink up my apartment, right? The grease. So I put it outside on my table out here on my porch. And then the cat will smell it, and it'll come around here. It's brave. He'll come around here and he'll smell the pot, like, and see if there's anything in there, and he'll be like, "Nah, I'm good. It's any oil in there. It's nothing in there really." All right, it's 1 o'clock in the morning here almost. I'm gonna get my ass to bed. I had a really good sleep last. I woke up here and there, but I did sleep pretty good. I woke up at like 7:30, and then I took Diamond outside to go pee. I left her out there, and then I went back to sleep because it was like kind of like rainy, like the weather was shit. So I went back to sleep for like maybe another hour or so. Then I got up, and then I went laid down again and fell asleep for like another half an hour. And I was like, all right, that's enough. I gotta get up. Fuck it. But I'm gonna go get in my bed now. I've had enough for today. Anyway, I hope you guys had a good holiday. I know it was a holiday out there for the Americans. Not here though, but yeah, I hope you guys had a good holiday, and I hope you all have a good week this week. And I should be here tomorrow. Apparently, it's supposed to rain all day here tomorrow. That's what they said. It rained here a good bit this afternoon. Let me see what the weather says because they always be bullshitting. Yeah. We're supposed to get rain, 75% chance of rain tomorrow, starting at 8 in the morning, right up until 2 o'clock. So it says rainy conditions expected around 8 a.m., right up until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We're supposed to get rain. So it's not looking good. Looks like we're supposed to get some rain, a lot of rain in the next coming days. Friday, it says thunderstorms. Great. So we'll see. We haven't had a lot of rain in a while, so we're due for it. And my team won 2 trophies this year, so that's probably why it's going to rain. All right. Oh, Dan. Dan be glazing himself. All right, guys. Love you all. I'll see you all tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your night and your day tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I might be here early tomorrow, like in the morning sometime. If it's pouring rain tomorrow morning, I'll probably have my coffee and come on here after breakfast and hang out with you guys. If it's pouring rain, I won't be able to do anything pretty much outside. So I'll probably hang out with you guys in the morning tomorrow, maybe. All right, good night. I'll see you guys tomorrow.